Well, here I am back in Oregon, home sweet home. I wonder where Buzz is. I don't see him anywhere. Boy, was I lucky to get this thing. I found this rare potato-eating cockroach in a pet store in Conway, Arkansas. The guy said that just one of these roaches will destroy hundreds of potatoes. I better get this little guy in Buzz's potato garden. Then John from Arkansas will be the 2017 Potato King. Almighty cockroach. Eat and grow fat on Buzz's potatoes. Egg box. I hope Conway, Arkansas got some rain.
The water was very high here last night. Tremendous rain. We've got some pretty big rains, but not like this. My potatoes, looks like old Buzz going to win the potato contest again this year by default. I can't help it. Nothing I can do here.
You know, you can't grow taters with no water. I hope John is pleased.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to part 8 of this 1935 Philco Model 89.
Hello.
As you can see from this mess under here, this chassis is far from completed.
You seem kind of upset.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks to do.
Oh boy!
And I will not bore you by showing that on camera.
Thank God!
And after I get those things completed, I think that the chassis on the bottom here will be basically done. And I have to turn my attention to the cabinet, which is going to take lots and lots and lots and lots of work. Believe me. The veneer is all mushy all around the radio, and it's going to take a long time to glue it in sections, let it dry, glue again, glue, dry, glue, dry, glue, dry. You get the idea there.
Yes, indeed.
That's why I've been stalling so long, because it's just time consuming and not very interesting.
Lazy bum.
So let me dive headfirst into this mess. Maybe I'll do this one here first, and that looks halfway decent. We'll show it to you. Okay, we're going to fill the syringe. This holds 12 cc's, whatever that is. I'm going to use this Titebond. I don't know if I really like this or not, but I had this big bottle, so I'm going to use it. And it's also kind of thin there, so hopefully it'll go in there good. See if I can get this to go in here.
This is not working.
That don't work. See if I can get it in this way. That did the trick. Now to all those junkies out there, I'm not going to shoot this up, alright? So don't even get any ideas.
Don't do it.
I always wanted to do this. You know how they squirt the air out of it? There it goes. I don't know if this is such a good idea here, but this is going to take a lot of time to do this, and days. I just can't do the whole thing. I'm going to do it in sections. Let's just see if I can squirt some of this down in there.
Oh! Barney, be careful!
Steady, trooper. Steady.
Easy does it.
You can see it. Oops.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
Let's see it again in super slow motion.
Well, back to the drawing board. I don't think I had this twisted on quite right, so let me try it again here.
I believe you're going cuckoo. Just because you have the mind of a 4-year-old child, you don't need to display it.
Hope you're having a good laugh out there. That's just a test area there, so. As you can see, there was a lot of glue in there. Alright.
Attention, everyone.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked.
While the other section is drying, I thought I'd just try this section here. I think I should just soak the whole damn thing in glue and be done with it, huh?
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Just let gravity do its thing there.
Just because a person lives around hogs, he doesn't have to wallow with them.
Well, I cleaned out all this mess here that was on there. You remember these things that were just kind of hanging in midair. These resistors here. You remember this one here, the one that got real hot. I replaced that. Plus these 2.01 caps that somebody had put on there. And we're going to see if the radio works without these caps. I'm sure it's going to work. And there's a couple more of these ugly looking resistors. The paint had come off them and they all look bad. Okay, it's been 24 hours. Let's see what damage I did here.
Well, are we just going to sit here and wait?
Well, it worked. Let's take a look at the other side and see how that turned out. Well, it glued it. A little bit wavy, but nothing I can do about that.
It's passable, okay?
I just want to keep it from falling apart. I'm going to continue doing this. It's going to take many days, and we'll do that off camera. Let's take a look at what I did with the chassis, alright? I replaced all these resistors here, and in order to clean up that mess, I soldered a terminal strip from one end of the block here to this other block, and just used a portion of the terminal block where there's no connections on there, so it doesn't interfere with anything. Before, they were just kind of hanging out in the midair, but the leads were so thick that it didn't pose much of a danger, but this looks a lot neater than it did.
Good show.
So I did this one, and I did this one. I've still got this one to do, plus the power one below. Alrighty, let's just test this to see if I screwed up. I'm going to have a little fun here and play a funny song. So this is from 1948, Guy Lombardo. Let's see if you can recognize this one.
I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Many, many years ago when I was 23, I was married to a widow who was pretty as could be. This widow had a grown-up daughter who had hair of red. My father fell in love with her and soon they two were wed. This made my dad my son-in-law and changed my very life. For my daughter was my mother, 'cause she was my father's wife. To complicate the matter, even though it brought me joy, I soon became the father of a bouncing baby boy. My little baby then became a brother-in-law to Dad, and soon became my uncle, though it made me very sad. For if he was my uncle, then that also made him brother of the widow's grown-up daughter, who of course was my stepmother. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa. Father's wife then had a son who kept them on the run, and he became my grandchild, for he was my daughter's son. My wife is now my mother's mother, and it makes me blue, because although she is my wife, she's my grandmother too. Is my grandmother, then I'm her grandchild, and every time I think of it, it nearly drives me wild. For now I have become the strangest case you ever saw. As husband of my grandmother, I am my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. I'm my own grandpa. It sounds funny, I know, but it really is so. Oh, I'm my own grandpa.
Well, it's time to do some stripping on this thing. It took me a week to get all these bowed-in veneers straightened out and glued. I got this fixed down here. Down here. There's no way I'm going to be using this veneer anymore. I'm going to strip it, put some wood filler between these open spaces here, and I'm going to put some new veneer on it. I'm going to use this stripper, the same company that makes the lacquer thinner, Clean Strip. Comes with a little bottle here. You're just supposed to spray it on. Say goodbye to this Philco decal here.
Goodbye, baby.
Goodbye.
Here goes.
Just put your hand on the knob. Turn it to the left.
There you go, Mr. B.
It's supposed to be in the high 80s today. Very hot. Disgusting, huh?
Here. Have a drink on me. You need it.
I may kiss you, but then.
Well, I'm going to put some gloves on and try to brush that in there.
Tell me what's the reason I'm not pleasing you. If you must keep me in dark, how will I know what to do? You can change me about any way that pleases you. Though I try and I try, still I never satisfy.
Anybody out there want to trade places with me?
No. No. No.
Come on.
After this, your reputation isn't going to be worth much.
Okay, it's been soaking for a while. Let's start where this decal is. Say goodbye to it.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
After all those years, it's gone. Now this is what I was afraid of on the top. Look at this.
Oh, that's too bad.
Looks like I'm gonna have to veneer the whole damn thing.
Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Well, maybe not.
You have no respect for other people's things.
Well, you get the gist of it. I'm gonna tackle this, and I'll give you a shot of it later. Well, there it is.
Boy, that's pretty, huh?
Looks like this is okay. You saw before it kind of buckled here. I'll glue that. This piece has got to be replaced. Here's the side of it.
Life is full of possibilities.
This didn't buckle anymore. That's good. But I did notice this little piece buckled here. It's this little strip. After I took the stripper off, I just washed it down with lacquer thinner. If you look closely, you can actually see where the Philco decal was.
Oh.
So hopefully I'll be able to put the new one on there in the exact same place.
I congratulate you, little boy. Well done.
I even put some stripper and some lacquer thinner in the inside of it.
Anyway, everything's turned out fine, as it usually does.
It's got some yucky little rotten rubber grommets that's supposed to go in there. I've got some new ones to put in there.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
But the stripper did a good job. Except if you got some weak glue, it's gonna unloosen the glue, as you saw here. So that's it for today. Hopefully I'll get another video up by next Friday, but I'm not promising because it's getting hot and there's always another excuse to do something else. But hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. This is Buzz, the old cabinet maker.
Can I interest you in a nightcap?
No, thank you. I don't wear them.